Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. It's time for ye old weekly home fragrance roundup, the video that I like to upload most Saturdays. I didn't do it last Saturday, but the video that I like to put up pretty much every Saturday, where I share the home fragrance that I was using over the course of the last week. So all the candles I was burning, the wax melts I was melting, candles I was crocking and lamping, that type of thing. So I'm really happy to be back for this video this week because I had a little bit of a break last weekend. I went on vacation with my family. They were actually on vacation for 2 weeks and I joined them in week 2 of that vacation up in Canada. It was wonderful, and there was actually something really interesting that I noticed when we returned that related to home fragrance that I want to kind of talk about. But before we get into that, let me just do the usual intro here. So all of the candles, wax melts, things that I'm mentioning here today, you're going to find links for those in the description box down below. There's Candle Crock 101, Candle Lamp 101. If you don't know what either of those things are, you might want to watch those videos. There are links to like what the sales are this weekend at the different companies that I tend to frequent the most. So yeah, lots of information down there, discount codes, you know, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, check that out if you're interested. It's a plethora of information. But one of the things that, by the way, Alf is in my lap. I think can you see him? Here he is. We're both wearing black. So yeah, he's snoozing away. So the snoring that you hear, it's the dog. It's him. But okay, so we got back on Tuesday night, really late Tuesday night. So I didn't do anything home fragrance wise because we got home at like 11:30, right? Like we went straight to bed. But the next morning I woke up and I was like, I can go back to using home fragrance, because when we were in Canada, we were staying at Craig's family's like place. They've had some places up there for a couple generations in their family, and it's on the St. Lawrence River, and so I was breathing like fresh air every single day, like fresh river air, I guess. But I didn't bring any home fragrance with me, nothing in the way of wax melts, no warmers, not even like a little plug-in warmer, anything like that, no candles. I just thought it would be a good break from home fragrance to just not bring any of that with me. In the past, I have actually brought, you know, like little tin candles and things like that on vacations, but I figured this time around, let's just breathe some fresh air. So when we got home, the next morning on Wednesday, I got up and I put wax melts into all of my warmers, my Scentsy warmers. And I tell you what, like, I think having that week-long break from just not smelling like anything artificial in terms of home fragrance, like I was just smelling like the smells of like the world, right? Like nature. I feel like my nose receptors, I know they're not nose buds, but earlier I was like, I think I want to call them nose buds. I know they're taste buds, they're not nose buds, but I feel like my scent receptors sort of had a little bit of like a break, and they were able to be refreshed. And my home fragrance has smelled so much stronger, like intensely. It is wild to me, like how big of a difference just 1 week of not smelling home fragrance has made for my little nose, in terms of like, I guess, I don't want to say recovering, because I don't think that I've like damaged my nose, but the thing is, I work from home, right? Like my day job, which is not this is not a job, but my day job, I work from home, and so I'm home basically 24/7. Like, unless I'm like out running errands or I'm, you know, taking my kid to soccer practice, things like that, for the most part, like I'm kind of a homebody, right? And so whenever I'm here, there's always something going. Like, unless I'm violently ill, there is always some form of home fragrance going in my house, whether it's a candle or two, or whether it's having all of my Scentsy warmers turned on. And I do think you start to kind of dull your scent receptors a little bit when you constantly are smelling that like artificial home fragrance. So I guess the moral of the story for me was to just maybe take a break for a couple days every now and then, just to sort of give my nose a little bit of a refresh. that when we go on vacation to not take the travel candles along with me, and just now allow my nose to just smell whatever we're smelling where we're at, you know? Hopefully it's not a stinky hotel room, but you know, like, I just feel like it's good to do that every once in a while. And if you haven't tried it, like, it was shocking to me. There was a couple of candles when I left. So for example, this one, the fresh baked bread from Kringle, I lit this up on, I think it was like Wednesday afternoon. This smelled so much stronger to me when I burned it after getting back than it did before I left. And I was burning it before I left because I'm burning it to review it. So it just goes to show you that, like, I think sometimes we just maybe do too much. And, you know, we maybe complain about like lighter candles, but I think especially those of us that use a lot of home fragrance, maybe we just need to take a break every once in a while. Have you ever done this? Like, I'm curious about other people's take regarding this. Like, I am someone who loves strong home fragrance. And so when things smell weak to me, like, it's a disappointment, but it really kind of opened my eyes to, like, maybe I've just been smelling too many things and maybe I just need a break. So I'm actually kind of excited for fall to roll around and for the weather to cool down so that I can sort of do this at home as well for a couple days, but just opening my windows and just airing everything out. I can't do it now because it's like freaking 100 degrees out, but man, I'm ready for fall just to like get some fresh air going through this house and just take a couple days off, like at least, you know, once or twice a month. I think that that's just a good idea to do. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on that down below. And let's get into what I am currently melting either underneath my lamps or my crocks. Again, if you don't know what a lamp or a crock is in reference to like the candle world, look at that description box. There's whole ass videos about what those concepts are. But I've only been using the crock in my downstairs laundry room since returning, and I ended up putting in the Kringle pumpkin banana bread or banana pumpkin bread. I can't remember which one it is. I reviewed that one as part of my like videos that went up while I was out of town on vacation. I reviewed all 6 of the Kringle candles, as well as all 6 of the country candles from the new fall releases for 2023. Those went up while I was out. If you are interested in any of those videos, they are very recent on my channel. Just go to my main page and you can pick out which one you want to watch. I did all of them as individual reviews so that you can just watch the fragrances that you're interested in. There were a couple of misses for me in the collection. One of the misses was that banana pumpkin bread, not in terms of the fragrance. The fragrance is fabulous, but the performance. The country candles for me are still like kind of there's a little bit of fluctuation there in terms of strength and throw. I think that they can still sort of work on those. And that's a newer formulation for them in those jars. So I completely understand that things are gonna they're gonna need some tweaking, you know? But anyway, I decided to put that one in the crock. It is a freaking powerhouse in the candle crock. In fact, I ended up turning it off after a few hours because I was like, this is so strong that it's like outdoing all the other home fragrance in the back part of the house. And my laundry room is like very isolated. Like you have to go kind of like a back hall, like around the corner to get to it. So for it to like travel out of that laundry room and to start to take over everything back there, that's impressive. And the strength and throw of that was pretty low when it was burning. So I love the scent. It's a great scent, but for some reason it's just doing a lot better in the candle crock than it did warming. So anyway, I've been turning that one on and off. I don't typically do that, but like I said, it's so strong that I can't have it on full time. So anyway, yeah, if you're interested in any of those reviews, like I mentioned, they're all up now. I burned all of those candles. I didn't get to quite the halfway point with all of them, but the vast majority, I was pretty close to the halfway point. So if you're interested in actual like post-burn reviews and not just like first sniff impressions, I think there's value in both types of videos, by the way, myself. I know some people don't see any type of value in first sniff impressions, like they just want post-burn reviews. But I think there's value in both because sometimes fragrances really transform from first sniff to when they're actually lit. So I don't know, I find that interesting personally, so I do both. But if you're just interested in post-burn reviews, those are all up. Like I said, you can find them on my main page. So, but yeah, that was a long-winded way to say that's all that I'm using in my candle crafts right now. Nothing underneath my lamps. I am still trying to figure out like what I want to finish up before the end of August. It's a hard stop for me in terms of like summer burning. I'm a seasonal burner. I'm one of those people. So the end of August marks the beginning of fall for me, and I do not burn anything summer related after August. So I'm still trying to get through a few of my Homeworx candles that I wanted to finish up this year, and I think there's actually a couple of more Bath & Body Works candles that I want to try and get through. So those are on my list to finish for this month. But yeah, what do I have lit right now? What's this? This is a blueberry cheesecake from Homeworx. It is delicious, you guys. That might still be available at QVC. I bought a bunch when they were available in a set of 2 over at QVC last year. So those have been sitting in my closet upstairs. Such a great scent. I know there are some people that didn't like this one, but I love it. I think it's such a delicious scent. It really does smell like blueberry cheesecake to me, and I love the blueberry that Harry uses. I think he has a really nice take on a blueberry that smells both kind of candied in a way because it's so sweet, but also authentic. Like, I don't know, I love that candle. On my kitchen island is a Homeworx berry trifle, and then there is a farm stand blueberry that is not in the like farm stand trio collection. It's in it's got like some blueberries in buckets on the label. That was one that I actually ordered back in November, and it was intended as a gift for my sister-in-law when we met them in Hawaii in December. They came from Australia, but that was one of my packages that was lost from Homeworx at their warehouse, and then they refunded me, but then that package showed up at my house at the end of March. So there were several packages that I guess the warehouse that they use. It's not like, I don't think this is an exclusive Homeworx warehouse, by the way. I think there's probably other companies that ship from within this warehouse as well, but I think they just, like, some worker probably just shoved it into a corner. I feel like they could probably get into a new warehouse. I'd like to see Homeworx do that because they're still on the struggle bus with how fast they send out packages and how long they take to get anywhere. When I place an order at Homeworx.Shop, I'm automatically assuming I'm not seeing any of that stuff for like 3 weeks. Like, that's just my assumption. I mean, it's not like I need any of the stuff anyway, so I put up with that, but I live in Oregon. The stuff comes from, I think, New Jersey is where the warehouse is. And they use the slowest possible shipping. And it goes through FedEx, which is just a nightmare. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I would like to see .shop change. I don't know that they're going to, but anyway. Yeah, so, and then, yeah, so that farm stand blueberry is in the family room, and that's it. And I also have all of my Scentsy warmers going. I'll tell you guys what I have in those when we talk about the wax melts from last week. But other things that I was burning this week include this delicious fresh baked bread. The more that I burn this, the more I like it. I really have not been much of like a bread person in the past. I know a lot of people went crazy for Bath & Body Works French baguette, and you know, anytime there's a bread candle out, I just see all this buzz about like, oh my god, I need a bread candle. And I've always been like, I like the smell of baking bread. Like, don't get me wrong, like if someone, you know, is making a beautiful loaf of sourdough in their oven, like that smells amazing. But I never really thought to like have that fragrance going in terms of like home fragrance. So, but the more, like, I get why this is so enjoyable. It smells comforting. It smells like home. It smells, I don't know, it smells happy because it just makes you think of like, you know, a mom or a grandma just baking some nice bread for you. And is there anything better than fresh bread? Like, no, it's so good. Oh, I love bread. I'm a carb monster though. Also, I reviewed it this week. I really do like this. This is Bath & Body Works Spiced Blackberry Cider. Also, my review of the Blueberry Pumpkin Patch also went up this week. Both of those are on my channel. I really like this one. It comes across as a little bit perfumey to my nose. The Blueberry Pumpkin Patch, love it. But I actually quite like this one as well. And if I can get a good sale, I would actually consider purchasing maybe one more of these to have around for the fall months. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. So thank you for the recommendation in terms of picking that up. I also did just burn my Into the Night. I think I burned that once this week. This is a great scent. It reminds me of their Dark Kiss fragrance, but slightly more moody and sophisticated, but it's basically the same scent, just amped up and perfumified a little bit more. So there's that. Okay, I'll save that for the last. I have a couple of new Kringle candles that I ordered from the Reserve line. I was finally I got my claws into them. So I'll share those at the end. But let's talk about wax melts real quick. Okay, so I was so happy to light up my Scentsy warmers on Wednesday morning, and immediately I ended up putting in Pinkberry Fluff, Ariel Under the Sea, and Tangerine and Sugarcane. My house smelled so good with this trio. I will say, I think the Pinkberry Fluff, I don't know that it would have been like the best pairing necessarily with these, but I mean, it's kind of a lighter scent too, but it was just really pleasant. I had this one mostly in the dining room and the back hallway. Smelled so good. And then Ariel Under the Sea. This one's kind of nice because it's like a fresh scent, and it really does have some like marine vibes to it, but it paired really nicely with the Tangerine and Sugarcane. Oh, this one's in my club. I love it. I love this one so much. So fresh and juicy and sweet. So these two are a great combo together. If you have them both, you should melt them at the same time. It's delicious. And then after a couple days of that, I switched out to these three here. So I have Raspberry Hibiscus Tea going right now in a few of these warmers down here. I also have some Kringle Sweet Stuff, which is my beloved. I absolutely love this. I really need them to like bring the candle back though, so if you could hop to it, Kringle, that'd be great. And then Aloe Water and Cucumber, which is just a great fresh scent again. It smells so good. So anyway, I got through a few more of my Scentsy like summer scents. I'm also trying to kind of like clean out my Scentsy summer home fragrance. There's a few things I'll definitely have left over for next year, but for the most part, I'm trying to kind of make room for the fall. Are you guys excited about the Scentsy fall catalog? Mine should be here. I think Lisa sent me mine like a day or two ago, so it should be here soon. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Buddy, my foot's falling asleep. We gotta let Mama's foot wake up. Oh God, well, it's asleep. We're just gonna deal with that later. Okay, let's discuss. The Kringle Reserve candles keep popping in and out of stock randomly, and I do wish that Kringle could get their like notification system sorted. Sir, I think, yeah, if I can just not have you on my lap right now, that'd be great. He's like, yeah, no, I'm getting back in your lap, lady. Anyway, I wish that they could get that notification system figured out, because I would love to just put my name down for all the things that I want and then, you know, get a text and then run to my computer and order. But it's basically just the luck of the draw. So my friend Fiona sent me a message and she was like, hey, I know you've wanted these two things for a while. They're available. Go right now. So thanks, Fiona. That was the reason that I finally got these two. Vanilla Rose Cone. Let's start here because this is the one that I've been lusting after the longest. Totally missed out on this one during the initial release, and I was pissed. I was so mad. This is so pleasant. I don't know what I was expecting. It doesn't smell like what I was expecting, but I really like this. Now, do I think that I want to burn this now? No, I think I actually want to save this one for like around February. I think this is going to be a great like Valentine's candle because you smell that beautiful rose. And on cold, there's definitely a nice vanilla type note. I wouldn't necessarily call it like waffle on cold sniff per se, but I could see where it could kind of maybe come off as a waffle note when it's lit. There's a creaminess to this and a slight sour tang, which is interesting. I really like it though. I like this one a lot. It's fun. Not what I was expecting, which is weird because like what could I expect from this? I think maybe the rose isn't quite what I was expecting. Is it a, let's see, modern or more traditional rose? I think this leans a little bit more probably traditional rose to me than like more modern take on rose. Yeah, there's almost, it's like a slight like grandma rosy type vibe, I guess is the way that I would put it. There's so many different ways to present rose. A lot of my like personal fragrances have more of like a modern take on rose. Like they just don't smell as like old fashioned or like tea rose, you know? The modern ones are just, they seem a little bit lighter, not as aggressive, I guess you could say. This smells not super aggressive in that way, I guess, but just softer, older. Pretty though, really pretty. I like it. Anyway, so glad to finally have this. I do like the label too. It's just a rose stuffed into a waffle cone. Great imagery, right? And this one. Okay, first of all, I was also hoping to get my hands on Sweet Geometry, but that was gone by the time that I popped on for this. But I did get Phoenix. So good. I love this. It's a little bit light on cold. I'm hoping that it kind of amps up a little bit. I might let this one sit for just a little while before I start burning it to review it. But it's sweet. I'm picking up like sweet notes, like candied type sweetness. Like a raspberry kind of jumps out at me. Yeah, and some creaminess as well. This one is super pleasant. I can tell this is probably going to be one where I'm going to have to put it in a hurricane. But I think it's going to do just fine once I stick it in a hurricane. But yeah, this one here, I'm so glad to have it. It's so good, you guys. Those are delightful. I'm so glad to finally have my hands on them. Again, I'm probably going to let them sit for a little while and then we'll get back around to them at some point soon to review. Tomorrow, I'm going to have some first sniff impressions for you guys of some Homeworx candles that were gifted to me. So these were waiting for me when I got home from vacation. So they are considered PR candles. There's some Halloween in there and a couple of like fall scents. So I'm just going to share my thoughts with you guys in terms of first sniffs, and then I'll start burning through those and you'll hopefully see some reviews soon. So if you're interested in that, obviously make sure you're subscribed. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm gods. And I appreciate you guys being here. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.